Welcome to the Rehab and Revive Cold Plunge experience. We appreciate and realize you have chosen us to be the vehicle for your healing journey. We're excited to bring to you Renu Therapy's state-of-the-art technology within a personalized cold plunge tank for an optimal experience. The plunge tank itself can get as cold as 38 degrees Fahrenheit, but sits mostly in the low to mid 40s. It has its own ozone generator to sterilize the water, as well as a filtration system to maintain a fresh and clean experience, void of germs. Inside the tank, you will see a yellow sterilizing stick and a floating oil absorbing buoy. We take the sanitation process seriously, so it is as ready to use without having to empty the tank after every use. The plunge itself is encased in a sleek design to provide a more zen experience than just, say, dumping ice in a trash can or a big bucket full of water. Come in hot, come in cold, come in sore, come in ready to roll with some safe tips and steps to a successful cold plunge experience. The benefits are plenty, and the goal is to focus on maintaining a calm breathing pattern while being taxed in a cold, stressful environment. What I have learned and personally even felt with plunging regularly is an increased sense of vitality, better quality sleep, improvement in skin and even circulation issues, not to mention the natural endorphin release, those happy neurotransmitters. I have experienced increased alertness and calm during a stressful day. But most importantly, it has helped me to train my body to down-regulate during those fight or flight vagus nerve flares that some of us with autonomic nervous system dysfunctions suffer from. Sometimes these flares leave us sleepless, angry, and agitated, and this could very well be your solution. So who should and should not cold plunge? People who should plunge. Those with injuries and inflammation and looking to heal and recover. Those who are stressed and looking to calm the mind. Those who are lacking sleep quality and duration, those with gut issues, those looking to get energized and feel more present, those who want to feel good in their body again. People who should not plunge, those with open sores or wounds or with infectious diseases or skin disorders, those who have any chronic conditions that may be exacerbated by the cold plunge, those who are pregnant and have not consulted their physician to get approval to plunge, those who are under the influence of drugs or alcohol, those with history of seizures, those who have put on oil, lotion, or self-tanner in the last 6 hours. This does clog those plunge filters. And any minors must be accompanied by an adult. Please make the staff of the facility aware if you fall under any of these categories so that they can advise you on how to proceed. From my hundreds of plunges, I've come to realize that anywhere between 1 and 3 minutes will give you the energy hit and release the endorphins to keep one upbeat and clear in mind. Now, between 3 and 5 minutes, you'll start getting into that meditative state that will calm you. From 5 to 10 minutes, you'll start getting that sympathetic, parasympathetic benefit and work towards improving your gut, brain, and sleep health. Sometimes I do this long enough, I can feel a heat pocket or force field around me as I focus on my breath. Anytime one goes past the 10-minute mark, be ready to clear your day, as you may just feel lethargy and want to go to bed. I've often felt useless until I took a nap. Beginners, as a reminder to be respectful of the facility and staff, please don't jump or cannonball in per se and cause a splash. Just ease yourself in. Yes, it is cold, so quicker isn't necessarily better to try to get it over with. We are trying to keep the water inside the tank and want to keep the intentional decor dry and clean, as we have created it for your and others' experience. Have your towel set up on top and go in and out as you please. With this towel on top, it will absorb the excess water. After you are done, towel off and place the lid back and wipe around the corners of the tank and any wet spots you may see so we can keep our tank looking nice. Go in with a time goal in mind, but be ready to adjust. Some people think that they will last a certain amount of time in one go, but don't push yourself past your comfort. The first inclination most of the time is to get the f out, but you gotta remind yourself it's not forever and your time will eventually end. I also remind myself that the pain you feel isn't going to kill you, so be ready to toughen up and be resilient. How-tos. Resetting your mind. Most people come in stressed out or fearful of this experience, and then they just jump in without clearing their plate per se. When it is this cold, inevitably you will think of how cold it is, which can ramp up your nervous system. Heart rate will ramp up as you go into survival mode. The amazing thing is that when focusing on your breath, you can approach this activity calmly. I will soon talk about breathing as the key in staying present. I also like to stare at our wonderful textured wallpaper to eliminate all those worries. Turn on some music. Time flies when you are having fun. Sing your favorite tune or even have one ready from your phone. If you didn't bring anything, we have our Sonos or Amazon Echo to play your favorites for you. Just ask the staff to help you. Many people note that their hands and feet get the most painful or worst feeling. Some strategies to last a little longer is to leave the hands out. If your hands and feet seem to feel the brunt of it, don't worry, you aren't alone, and this feeling will improve. Some people have found that those diver's booties and neoprene gloves are helpful, but no, it defeats the original essence of the plunge mentioned by the creator Bill Bashon himself. Bring those if you want, but make sure they're clean and free of sand if you happen to take those to the beach. The last, but not least, is to focus on your breath. In many alternative mediums, the breath work is so vital and foundational in helping you heal and feel present in mind and body. If you aren't breathing, I always say, you're suffocating. So definitely don't hold your breath. Some of you can watch a method called the Wim Hof technique, brought to light by the Dutchman himself. Some yogis and meditation experts practice some variation of his work all over the world. My basic understanding and modification is a shortcut so you can enjoy your experience today as much as possible. So you can start by sitting on the plunge's deck, and before you go in, take 10 deep breaths. Slowly in through your nose to fill your belly and hold it, and then out of your mouth. Then you can move towards a slow breath in and then a quicker breath out to start warming the center of your core, or chi as some may call it. Then when you're in the water, focus on your breath where you can breathe in using the 4 seconds in, 7 seconds hold, and 8 seconds out technique. Soon, it will become a habit. Here are some side effects to be conscious of. Please keep in mind, especially your first few times, you can end up with pretty severe shivers soon after, or even delayed by an hour or two after your plunge. It is completely normal. You aren't going through a hypothermic event. It is your nervous system recalibrating itself, and sometimes the hard reset is what you are feeling with this reboot. Don't be afraid to bring a jacket even in July. Also, you can warm up using our infrared lamp system and our Real Relax Favor 6 zero gravity massage chair in our Thrive room. Please ask the staff about the details about this extra service. Another side effect I lightly brushed upon before is, if you hit a certain time or core temperature drops a little, you may go into what I call a hibernation or screensaver mode, where even operating a vehicle could be dangerous. If you happen to make it home before you feel the effects, your spouse may be talking to you and it seems like a bunch of blabber, like when the adults are talking in a Snoopy cartoon, and all you are thinking about is wanting to go to sleep. If you feel sleepy, just do it and take a power nap. Your body and your spouse will thank you for it. That's enough jibber jabber from me. Go take the plunge and leave all those fears behind. And once again, please keep the surrounding areas dry and clean for the next person scheduled right after you. We appreciate your kindness to the staff who would love to not have to wipe up your puddles from the water splashed out. I'm Dr. Lin. Remember, we heal smarter, not harder.